The KTL is a reflection of what happened progressively to the once vibrant textile factories of Kaduna. KTL provided meaning to the lives of hundreds of thousands of families as employees, dealers of textiles, and producers of factory raw materials from 1957 to the year 2002. A walk into the factory now, however, can move one to tears. Many a family are in fact moved to real tears for what happened to the factory in actual reality. There is some exception to the decay in the factory though. The environment remained good for industrial activities to thrive. Yes, in some areas grasses were allowed to overgrow, and there are leakages in the many gates. Cows come to graze. Yes, there is a false sense of serenity in the environment. There is this disturbing aspect to the sudden closure of this factory that put the lives of the workers in a real uncertain future.
We are over 30 years now that these news were placed. And our entitlement were not set. Nothing was given.
Let's talk critically. Why are you talking about entitlement? What are you talking about?
The entitlement we're talking about is one, the gratuity of the workers, the terminal benefits. Because with the gratuity there are other benefits, which is the terminal. All these things were not given to workers. And as a result, today most of our workers, if you see some of them, in fact they are, in fact you read them as if they are mad people on the street. Workers and families lost over 2,700 members that died without collecting their entitlement.
Comrade Singh is the secretary of a coalition of clothes and unpaid textile workers in Kaduna, an association that seeks to promote the welfare of textile workers whose factory is closed without terminal benefits. In this discussion, we recollect the life of the first KTL staff after the factory closed down.
One Audi Java, who is number one in KTL, put in 47 years in Kaduna. This man died without collecting 10 kobo from his entitlement. He died and left his wife with children. After his death, he lost the wife. He died and left him with about 7 children. Out of those 7 children, at the end, 4 of the children died. Today that I'm talking to you, he left the woman with only 3 children.
Across generation of closed textile workers in Kaduna are stories of human suffering due to decades of loss of means of livelihood and unpaid benefits. Babema was a staff of Arewa Textile. For the past 13 years, since his factory stopped work, this is what he can afford as a rented house.
The environment is hostile. The house is everything that's in good shape. It is the house where Lucky and his 5 family lives. Now, Lucky has been a staff of Arewa Textiles Limited. When the textile closed in the year 2002, he lost his job. Eventually, he was just doing labor work to make ends meet. But see where Baba Solo lives. The house is, the roof is barely standing on its legs. Everything is threatening to collapse at any moment. And this is man who works in Arewa Textile for over 25 years. So how has life been generally with them? But then, of course, if there is any story to be told, the story can start right here from where they sleep. The story is when it rains in this place, these people have to pack themselves in one place and just find one corner in a room and stay. Life has never been so hostile to a family. How are you managing life in this place?
So it's like, we don't have any choice. If you are frustrated, you are out of, it's like you are out of society, you are no more society. So there is no alternative. You have to be managing each other, laboring each other. You can see I was just coming inside now. So I've been out to see whether I can see what my family is doing. So that is why I come back this time. I wanted to see whether they must have been taking something or not.
But are you not afraid that at one time this place may collapse?
Still now, that you can see there is no way. I say if one is pushed to the world, you have to go. There is nothing you can do.
Baba Emma's 2 of 3 children and his only wife have great eye defects, which they believe can be corrected. Yet the struggle to survive is so strong on them, there is no reserve for healthcare needs. On account of that, the 2 of his children could not go to school.
Oh, you thank God for everything.
Okay? But you are coping your manager, right?
Yes, now tell me, how is it going?
I know you have children, do they go to school?
We go to school now because of no money. They go home. How many of them are at home now? 2 of them.
Their house is a rented house. They still maintain it because they have been there 9 years, and the landlord does not disturb with rent. As we leave the house, we are not sure whether the room they occupy will survive another year. There is the lamentation of this woman. Her husband lost his job in KTL. From then on, life was poor. Her daughter lost the use of her 2 eyes due to lack of money. The mom's grief was inconsolable.
Yaro na ya je yana makaranta. Ya je rubuta exam nashi na karshe. Babban makaranta ne ba wai karami ba. Akan 95,000. Wallahi ya hana mu yaro nan da rubuta gwada nan ba. Jikin idan zai yi magana a ko'ina har na tuna kudin da na fara kashe daga farko har zuwa karshe yaron nan kudin ya tafi a banza.
The stories are unending.
I'm having an interactive with the family of Mr. Francis Oleku. Francis Oleku works with the KTL and he has spent almost 35 years working there. Okay, when the KTL closed, obviously he has lost his job. Eventually he died. And when he did so, his wife followed later. He left all of the children. He left 7. Actually, I have 4 here. And we have been having some discussion with them about how life has been since their papa and mama died.
We go out hustling, find a job to do, to sustain, and to try to sponsor ourselves. So that's what we did. And glory be to God. God help us until we finish the secondary level.
Okay, so what about going up to the father level? You have not been able to do so?
No.
Do you work? All of you work here?
No.
Okay, how do you survive?
We are trying to do business in the market here. Selling leaves, bitter leaves, ugu, tomatoes.
And you are baking, even you are having something to just eat and live with.
Yes, from there we are managing, having something, and God is blessing us with the business that we do.
Apart from the stories those women told at the meeting, there is also the stories of those women that worked actually in the factory themselves. People like Mrs. Otomana, who worked in KTL for 18 years. Good evening, madam. Good morning, sir. You are welcome. Thank you very much. How is your family? Thank you very much. I learned that you are a staff of KTL, right? Really, I am a staff in KTL. I work in Cabinet Pesa 1979 to 82. So how many years for that? You said it's around 18 years, right? 18 years. Okay, so how has it been? How has life been during that period? Of course, I found things difficult when I lost my job in KTL. After the KTL closed down, my husband, he died. Now, as I'm talking to you, I'm a widow. And I find nothing to do. That's why my sister helped me to sell yam and so that I can take care of the children. So I am suffering so much. How many children do you have? I have 6 children with 2 sisters with me before my husband left us. And God is helping us, all of them are with me. But my children, no one go until primary. Also now, no one go to secondary.
One is actually concerned why the textile workers are going through bad times after their factories were closed. Many of them were strong enough to take another job. Many can go back to their hometowns and begin a new life. What really was happening to the textile workers of Kaduna?
These are people that from morning, from their house to the mill, from their mill back to their house. What skill do you expect from them? If I know how to run weaving machines, if today take place, do you have any other weaving except I go to the textile mill and work in the textile?
There are hopes that the vibrant textile hope that Kaduna was can be resurrected with the renewed government commitment displayed by present government. One factory, the elected Nigeria Textile Company, UNTL, is already resuming production. Although the reduction is a far cry from what it is. It suffered the indignity of closure to do, and it was the last factory to close shop in Kaduna in the year 2007. Even then though, the factory said it did something different.
We closed 2007, okay? And by the time we closed 2007, in our payroll, we have over 5,000 staff. Over 5,000 staff. We have about 5,217 staff at that time. But by the time we closed, we remained only the security staff and some admin to make some skeletal services. So we are not up to 200 at that time. By that time, and that's about how many years now? 2007 to 2010, because we get assistance from Bank of Industry by that 2010. Okay. And 2010 we started with women. Okay. At that time we bring the yarn. If I say yarn means thread. So we bring the yarn from a second company in Lagos and we weave here. Okay. So later on the federal government say no. So they help us to make it fully spinning and weaving. So what we do now is spinning and weaving. So when we start to call most of our staff. But those we call, those work in spinning and weaving alone. Okay, so how many of them? Now we have about 1,200. Okay, out of 5,000 you had 5,200 before, yes. Now we have 1,200. Okay. But one thing I'm interested in, many of the people that have gone when they close, they are complaining that they have not been paid. Have you paid their own staff? It's not our own staff. Our company, all our companies were paid fully. Okay. Fully paid. You see, we paid them even before we close the factory.
There is life in this factory now. At least it employs over 1,000 of its over 5,000 strong staff, and they present picture of contentment. The factory reenacts in some way what it was like to have a textile company that bubbles. I was in particular curious with the cotton production across the cotton production belt in northern Nigeria especially taken to a new crop production. How do they procure their cotton to serve their industry needs?
We produce cotton like Bochi, Sokoto, Katsina, Maiduguri, all these areas they are producing cotton. Tell me the quantity of production of cotton in this area. Is it at industrial scale? No. You see, the issue is that there are some Indians and Pakistans who buy active because Nigerian cotton is the most long-term young cotton we can ever have in the world. Now, I am in a textile industry that is functioning now, and thus you can see the reality of work that is going on. It is not only engaging, but it gives you a picture of a prospect that if something differently will be done to the Nigerian textile industry, that our youth will be employed, that the economy will be gingered, and that a lot of things will go right in this country. But then, how best do we revive this industry?
One question that disturbs industry watchers is why the textile factories of Kaduna and indeed across Nigeria collapse. What is the hope of their revival? One thing is sure though, the industry insiders believe it is never for lack of market.
We have, you see, our problem is one, is smuggling. That is the major problem, is smuggling. Two, counterfeiting. Because those smugglers, they know that our materials are good and selling in the market. They go and produce with our logo, with our design, and bring it to the market at cheaper rate. Why is it cheap? It's because the production where the production in China is very, very low. Where here is very, very high. It is high because we don't have constant electricity. In fact, the electricity are increasing their rate every day and day. And we have problem of generators, maintaining generators and the diesel to power them. And secondly, the government federal government will ask it to pay tax, state government will ask it to pay tax, local government will ask it to pay tax, multiple taxes. In fact, the closure of these textile industries in Nigeria, well, somebody may say no, but I am saying it is as a result of mismanagement. It's as a result of mismanagement, that is why most of these textiles come to close.
Across various interest groups, however, various arguments are presented. They vary, but they are hard.
What we need to do, government have tried their best to see how to revive it, but it's not by vision of handout. government has had a policy of privatization or some form of commercialization. And I wonder why up to now these industries have not been properly privatized. And even at that, the private people that even want to come in, because of the policy that we've talked about, and because of the environment, the enabling environment is not there to enhance. And so they find it difficult to begin to work there. And then competition. You import from China, you have better quality and cheaper. So because of that, it has put fear in the hands of so many people. So what government will do, rather than go into the private business, handing it over into the private business perhaps at a given prices, they can go into public-private partnership, which is the end thing today. That is the private and the public coming together to revive. Well, the private people, they are allowed to be managing the industry, the government provide the environment and the support that is required. And I think that is probably the best option that we have for now.
In all the arguments, the people agree that the interest exhibited by the present government is to renew and hope across the industry, that life will return at the textile of Kaduna and of Nigeria. While the major interest groups are increasing in faith about the revival of textile industry, the over 10,000 strong members of clothes and textile workers in Kaduna are hoping that one day, a Messiah will appear to deliver them from their despair to hope. It is a hope and prayer to which we join them to say amen.